has such a violent nature is seen as this chaotic force in society that kind of threatens stability in the culture. And this is often done through the abuse of science or the abuse of magic or technology. And it creates what's called the abhuman, which is not human. And it's basically an individual that has lost the ability to control themselves and their desires, and in some cases they can't control whether they change into this creature or not.
I wouldn't discount, again, from my experiences and seeing what I've seen and whatnot, I wouldn't totally rule out some type of occult activity if by chance somebody invoked some type of a occult-type beast.
Throughout history, we find many legends and lore pertaining to canid creatures. In Egyptian hieroglyphics, we learn of Anubis, god of the dead, a jackal-headed creature who decided which souls should pass on to the afterlife. In the Bible's Old Testament, a king by the name of Nebuchadnezzar was exiled from his kingdom and forced to wander the forests and fields as a wild beast, cursed to live like a wolf. Norse mythology has its own representation of the werewolf in the form of the ancient saga of the Volsungs, which tells the story of a father and son who discovered pelts which gave the wearer the power to become a wolf for 10 days. Donning the pelts, the duo turned into bloodthirsty, savage creatures and went on a killing rampage. Engulfed in bloodlust, the father eventually attacked his own son, pointing to something which has since become a vital part of werewolf tales: the loss of control. Across the world, the werewolf has found a home in nearly every culture.
In the Epic of Gilgamesh, which was written about 2000 BC, you have this interesting character called Enkidu, which is sort of a wild man. He's covered in hair, he's got long hair, and he lives with the animals. He ends up battling Gilgamesh, who's the hero of the story, and they're equal strength-wise. But Gilgamesh wins arguably because he's educated and part of civilization. Enkidu becomes Gilgamesh's servant, and there's this sort of running theme throughout Western literature of that sort of animal nature needing to be sublimated.
In the very beginning, when I wrote the story about it, I was just sort of thinking, what would I call this? It was a thing that was very hard to name. I didn't want to call it the werewolf because right away I didn't believe it was a werewolf. So I titled it The Beast of Bray Road,